All right, y'all, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 6-hour P365XL Spectre comp. They have literally thrown everything at this thing, including a pretty long name, but we're going to see if all of the things that they've thrown at this gun really makes the ultimate concealed carry gun. Did they actually push the bar again like they did with the original P365? Now, love it or hate it, the P365 is the highest selling pistol out there, and they push the bar in concealed carry, meaning every manufacturer that releases a concealed carry gun now, if it's not at least 10 rounds, you're behind the curve already. And so they've taken this line, they continue to add to it because it is so popular, with a 380 version, an SAS version, the regular XL, the regular P365, and the Spectre comp. And this thing looks pretty tricked out, so I'm anxious to see if all of these changes lead to the ultimate concealed carry gun, or to just even a better carry gun than the original P365. Let's go and get into it. So I got to thank 6-Hour for sending this out to me so I can now show it to y'all, tell you what I like, what I don't like, all of that good stuff. And a big thanks to today's sponsor. I think a ton of y'all are going to be excited about the opportunity I was able to secure for you right here. Check this out. So concealed carry is a huge part of what I do here, and I love it when y'all say that I have given you the motivation to go out and get your carry permit and start protecting yourself and your family. This is what I do, and I love hearing that feedback from y'all. And that's why I signed up with Legal Heat, because of their wide variety of different places they work with to bring concealed carry training to you. They have over 200 locations. They do over 200 monthly in-person and online classes. So the opportunity here to actually click on your state, put in your zip code, and see if there's a class near you, there's a high probability that that actually is the case. And I went through every single one of their states where they offer this training in, and there was most of the time multiple locations throughout the state and multiple days, so you can actually take advantage of this and get this done. Not only do they provide in-person training, and by the way, yes, at a discount, whenever you register down below with our link and use the discount code Hegshot87, you save yourself some money doing this too, which is actually pretty amazing. But they also do online training as well. Some of y'all live in states where you're lucky enough you can do this 100% online, and once you complete that online course, boom, you get your certificate and you're good to go. This is an incredible opportunity from an amazing company, a wide variety of resources to help you to get your concealed carry license and other training that they provide. So make sure you use the link down below with the discount code. And also, if you want to sign up for online classes, you can do that through the same link. Big thanks to those guys. All right, let's look at the specs here really quick, get that out of the way. And basically, you're looking at a P365XL as far as the specs. So you got 20.7 ounces unloaded, 4.8 inches high, 1.1 inches wide, 6.6 inch overall in length, and a 3.1 inch barrel. And when I first seen that barrel length, I was like, that doesn't look right. But you have the built-in comp, which makes it look a little bit longer. So just to compare it really quick to, let's say, the Hellcat Pro, you can see the length there, not including the little bit of a beaver tail on the Spectre comp. They are about the same length, but again, the Hellcat Pro has a little bit longer barrel because the built-in comp. If you look at the width there, you can tell that they are about the same width as well, maybe a hair thinner, barely a hair thinner on the Spectre comp. So if we look at the height, it's kind of hard to do. One has an optic, one doesn't, but on paper, they're both 4.8 inches high. I would beg to differ maybe a little. Again, it's kind of hard to do, so it's really hard for me to beg to differ on anything. But I guess with the angle of this magazine and how it actually comes to a point on the Spectre comp, and this one is kind of flat, maybe overall, that's where they get that length from. It looks like this one's a little bit shorter here in the rear, but for all intents and purposes, let's just call them the same exact height. They're almost the same size gun, really. All right, let's look at all of the features on this gun, because it is quite impressive, the package that they've come out with. Now, essentially what it used to be is it used to be pretty much just like the P365 with a couple of more rounds and a little bit longer. So it, you know, this has been a fantastic gun. This is one of my favorite carry guns, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing really special about this gun as far as the aesthetics.
Again, don't take that the wrong way. What SIG came out with is truly groundbreaking in the concealed carry market. They basically made every other manufacturer do a 10-round minimum in their micro carry guns. But as far as aesthetics, it's pretty simple looking. Well, SIG said, all right, we're not doing that for this one. We want to release a truly custom concealed carry gun. So what I want to figure out at the end of this is, does all these custom features that they did lead to a better carry gun? So hopefully we will find that out at the end of the video here. So again, let's look at these features. They kept the X-ray sights, which I think is fantastic. You have that bright green dot in the front. You have blacked out rear tritium. You actually have a custom works slide, which is exclusive to this gun. You can actually see up top, you have some, I don't know if you call them lightning cuts, but they kind of shaved, I guess, maybe some of the weight out, which is why they did this. Or maybe it's just part of their design, who knows. They actually went with a completely different design as far as the slide serrations there, so it gives it kind of a unique look. And like I said, it all leads to a custom concealed carry gun. You can see it is optics ready. And they have the new Romeo Zero Elite optic, which can actually be co-witness with like suppressor height sights. Okay, so it won't co-witness with the sights that come on it, which is unfortunate, but at the same time, you can get a set of sights that it will co-witness with, so there's that. You have this X series flat trigger, which almost feels exactly like the XL. As a matter of fact, let me bring the XL in really quick, which is right here. All right, which you can see both of them. They look similar in some ways, but in other ways they don't. And just to be fair, so you can see they are essentially the same size all the way around. But that X series gold trigger is exclusive to this model. But then you also have the titanium nitride barrel, which is in that gold as well. Right, so you have the gold barrel, the gold trigger, you have the LXG laser engraved grip module, and then you also have a built-in comp. So this doesn't thread on, it's never gonna walk out on you or anything like that. It's already built onto the gun, as you can see right there. So that's what gives it the little bit of extra length, even though it still retains a 3.1 inch barrel. Very interesting design. And personally, when it comes to aesthetics, this has to be the best looking concealed carry gun on the market. Now, of course, we all know, and I know there's going to be somebody, but aesthetics won't save your life. I get it. I get it. I'm just saying it's a sexy looking pistol. That's all I'm saying. That's it. Of course, functionality and all that, it's still very important, more important than that, but it's a good looking gun, no doubt. And that built-in comp is designed to keep the muzzle down an extra 30%, which I will show y'all compared to the XL, how it did in that department, okay? The thing I will say is I really want to try that Romeo Zero Elite optic. The Romeo Zero that I have on the XL, man, I'm not a fan of it, really. It has an integrated sight in the rear, which I've showed before, and I am just not a fan because it covers up so much of the front sight. Just not a fan of it at all, to be quite honest with you. So if we get one of those, we'll have to show that off on this thing as well. You have a stainless steel frame and slide, and then a carbon steel barrel. And then all of that is centered around a 12-round magazine. You can see your magazine release right here. They retain that same triangular shape that is kind of curved going down towards the trigger guard, which is rounded off. They have a high undercut under there. They have the SIG rail right here, and then of course a little bit of extension up here. It also has that beaver tail. They definitely extended the beaver tail from the original 365, kind of like what they did on the XL. We come around to this side, you see your extractor and all that good stuff. It's pretty clean, obviously, on this side. No external safeties or nothing like that to contend with. It's going to come with 2 magazines, and all in all, it is a solid looking gun. So we're going to hit the range here in a second. Let me show you how to break it down. You're going to lock the slide to the rear, right? We're going to bring this home. You're going to pull it off. No need to pull the trigger. You'll have seen this 100 times, but you have this single stainless steel guide rod and spring. I do want to show you this because I want to show you the barrel. So there is your titanium nitride barrel, and it is super dirty, right? So that's one of the things. It looks good when it's clean, but as soon as you shoot this thing, it definitely shows up the dirt and the lead and the, you know, powder, gunpowder. It shows up everything from each shot that you've taken with it, of course. And then there's your slide. Here's your striker block up here and all of that good stuff, striker channel and all of that. Okay, so let's go ahead and put it back together. Super easy to do. There is one more thing that's kind of pertinent here that I wanted to show y'all, which I thought was interesting. By the way, there's your slide rails, right? Okay, so what I noticed, and I guess maybe that's designed, maybe that's how it's designed, because what I noticed is, like, if I have the slide back like this, right, and I actually flip this down, if I go to flip it back up, it won't do it, right? But if I reset the gun, and then I do it, and then I just touch this, it slides home. But assuming that you've torn down the gun and then put it back on, then it's automatically just going to go up. There would actually be no time that you would actually slide the gun back like that, pull this down, and then put it right back up into that position. But I did notice that, like, so if you do that, you can even see if yours will do that. You can just kind of touch this and it goes right home. So anyways, just something I figured out whenever I was messing around with it. So that is all the features and specs on the Spectre comp. This is one of the most important parts of the video though. We need to take it to the range, see how it did out there, see if that muzzle reduction is actually there compared to the XL. Let's go ahead and hit the range. Hey, hey, hey. All right. That feels pretty good, actually. Pretty decent set of shots there. One kind of pulled. Let's try the little plate. Love the sight picture on this gun. Best set of pistol sights right here. This is just a comparison to show the recoil impulse from the Spectre comp to the XL. All right, so as you can see, this thing is actually an incredible shooter. And one thing, I love the sights on this gun, man. They just make it just an amazing gun to shoot, whether it's low light, the tritium aspect of it works really well. The trigger is fantastic. It feels very close to the XL, if not the exact same as far as the weight of it. Flat face trigger, this thing is an incredible shooter. And as far as the muzzle reduction, I don't know how much y'all can tell in the video. I don't know about 30%, and how the hell do I gauge that? But what I can say is it does feel like the muzzle stays down a little bit more than the XL, but that makes sense. Some of those gases can escape, and that's the way it's designed to work. That's how a comp works. So very good job there. Very good job at the range. Now let's test the trigger and see what that's like. So you can see you hit the wall right here, and it breaks. It's not the lightest trigger in the world, but again, I've said it from time to time, that's not necessarily what you want in a carry gun. Reset. Audible, tactile, boom, ready to go again. Let's check the weight on it. £5 pounds, 3 ounces. Let's try it again. I thought it was closer to 6 pounds, but I could be mistaken. Yeah, 5 pounds, 5 ounces. Let's try it on the XL here really quick. And again, hit the wall right there. It breaks. Might be actually a little bit more creep in that trigger. Maybe they did clean it up a little bit. It's not a huge difference, but let's see. 5 pounds, 1 ounces. This one's been shot a lot too, so that kind of makes sense. 5 pounds, 8 ounces. So they're about the same as far as the weight and the feel of the triggers. So, pros and cons. Let's talk about it, man. And the first thing we will talk about is the pros. And I am a fan of pretty much everything they've done on here. The slide serrations are nice. They're kind of, wider now, so it makes it a little bit easier to grasp, even though these P365 series of guns, the recoil spring is stout in them, right? So it's nothing like a Shield EZ or something like that. The dexterity in your hands, you're gonna have to have that. And better yet, it's more of a training thing too. So if you have trouble with these smaller guns, a lot of times just getting that hand over the top of these things will really aid in charging pretty much any of these guns, okay? But really stout as far as that. The slide serrations do help though, and I'm a fan of the look of this gun. X-ray sights, if they put these sights on every pistol ever made from here on out, this would be my go-to right here. I love these sights. They are fantastic. As you can see, I did not run it with an optic, but again, if I get one of those Romeo Zero Elites and I run it and I like it, I'll show it to y'all, no doubt. The built-in comp. It's great. You don't have anything that twists on the end. You don't have to worry about checking it periodically. You don't have to worry about it walking off. It's already there. So the only con I could see with that could be low light situations. It could cause maybe a little bit too much of a flash at nighttime, with those gases escaping, and you're gonna see a bit of that fireball at nighttime. That depends on you. If you're never out at night, well, maybe that's not necessary for you, or maybe that won't affect you at all. I can't see it affecting you so much that I would say, I wouldn't really carry this gun though, because the benefit you get with the flatter shooting gun could be more of a pro to you than, made for the off chance of a fireball kind of getting in your line of sight. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a trade-off there. Personally, I love it. And there's very few occasions where I am out late at night to the point where that would affect me. It does happen, but very few occasions. And then, with the night sight capability, I think this is a gun that really anytime you could carry. But anytime you have any kind of ported, gun, carry gun, or comp, whatever, you always have to kind of take that in consideration. The gold on the barrel and the trigger, it's a custom looking gun. So that's why I assume it's there. Maybe it does smooth things out in the trigger a little bit. It does feel a little bit smoother than the XL. It's kind of an aesthetic thing, and I could do without it or with it. It doesn't really matter to me. It might be one of the cons because I'm not a fan of super flashy. But again, if you have a custom gun, you want custom features, and I'm not totally opposed to it either. I'm kind of right there in the middle on the gold aspect of it. When it's clean though, it actually does look really good. And it's a very striking, aesthetically pleasing type of pistol. It works as it should. One thing about it, man, is because the way they have these magazines and the bottom of the grip module here, I tend to always get the fatty part of my hand that hits just the corner of the mag. So when I press it in, it just kind of slows it down enough, just like that, to where those mags just don't fly right out of the gun. So it's just one of those things. It's just a matter of the way the gun is, really. But you can see I can pretty much get all of my fingers on the module. So if you are a fan of a carry gun where you can get your entire hand on the grip, depending on your size hands, this might be a good option for you. I like the LXG grip module though. This material, it's not too rough on the skin or anything like that. It's got a great design to it, but better yet, it keeps the gun locked into your hand. And that might be a big contributor too to why this gun is, it feels just so soft shooting. That coupled with the muzzle reduction, man, this thing is pretty incredible. Cons. So compared to like a Hellcat Pro or compared to the P365, you only get 2 more rounds. And in a Hellcat Pro that's the same size, you have 3 more rounds. So, you know, you're not quite up to Glock 19 height, but you're getting close for 12 rounds. So it would have been nice, in my opinion, to see them maybe go for 14 here. They didn't. 12 rounds, and this gun, I think, is very, it's competitive, but now I would like to see them push the bar, you know, or maybe raise the bar, you know, the bar that they set, and see if we can get a compatible magazine or a different design or something that will raise that capacity, because that's what other companies are starting to do. Honestly though, 12 rounds plus 1 in the pipe for this size gun is still pretty incredible. Not a ton of cons here, man. The proprietary rail, kind of is what it is. I don't run a lot on my carry guns. I know some people run lights and lasers. I don't run that stuff a lot, and just personally I don't, but it is what it is there as well. Beaver tail, all that stuff, man. Everything with this gun works really well. And by the way, I have been carrying it in this Tolster holster, the Oath holster. I got that because obviously you can run an optic on it, and I want to be able to have that optic on there and be able to carry it, you know, in this configuration, and it carries just like the XL did. It's a little bit more length and a little bit more weight than a P365 for 2 additional rounds. And with as good as this thing shoots, man, that might actually be worth it. Okay, so the P365 Spectre comp, if I had to give it a grade, this thing is sitting at a high 9 out of 10. It is a great carry gun. It has a lot of great features. It looks amazing, and the thing freaking works and shoots like a dream. So if you have one of these, I want to know what your opinion is of it. Do you like the Spectre comp? What kind of features do you like on it? What's your favorite feature on it? Whatever the case may be, let me know down below. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold them down.